a vital boost of 9 times more hydration to boost your skin's barrier for quenched, dewy skin that's full of life. Neutrogena Hydro Boost.
Colbert's New with Henry Winkler and Melissa Etheridge, tonight on CBS.
NCIS?
AFP, Australian Federal Police.
All across the world!
Our two nations stand shoulder to shoulder.
One team, one dream, y'all.
NCIS Sydney, Tuesday, November 14th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Winter weather alerts in October? That's life in the 906. I'll show you where and how much snow is in your full forecast. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the first snow of the year is here and road crews are already loading up. We talk with the Marquette County Road Commission about how it's preparing to plow. Plus, the United Auto Workers Union strikes a tentative deal with all 3 Detroit automakers. We'll tell you what's in those agreements. Plus, as Breast Cancer Awareness Month comes to a close, a look at why the incidence in younger women is increasing. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
We had some winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories for our western counties earlier this evening. So what does that look like now, Air?
Well, Sarah, we still have some winter alerts, weather advisories. We have downgraded. We are no longer seeing a winter storm warning in Houghton and Keweenaw counties. But as you can see, we do have precipitation and, of course, more snow showers on the way. We're not out of the clear up there, as we could see 2 to 6 inches this evening. Most of that activity is now just on the west side here in Gogebic, all the way up to Keweenaw counties. And, of course, heaviest lake effect snow showers could be coming around Tuesday morning. So expect that for your commute, especially down in the northwest there. Snowy end to October, and then we've got very chilly temperatures on the way. Those are the headlines. I've got your full forecast coming up after the break.
Thank you very much, Air. Yeah, those salt trucks are loading up for the winter season already. The Marquette County Road Commission operates over 10 salt barns across the whole county and has already begun preparing the salt and sand. It typically begins preparing the salt and sand mixture in the fall. However, the Road Commission says it's been working since that surprise snowfall last May. They say even though they prepare months in advance, it all starts with you at home.
Public has decent tires on their vehicle. We can't get to every place when the snow falls. It can cover the whole county in an hour and a half, and it takes us 24 hours to clean it up. Take your time, give yourself enough time to get where you're going, and give us room to do our job.
The Road Commission wants to remind drivers as the season gets underway to steer clear of driving behind or directly in front of plow trucks. And as it gets colder, Spread Goodness Day is collecting some last-minute donations for a winter clothing drive happening this weekend in Marquette. The donations will support the 4th annual Bundle Up Marquette Clothing Drive. Spread Goodness Day has once again partnered with Bennett Media to collect new and gently used jackets, snow pants, gloves, scarves, and boots. You have until tomorrow to drop off donations at Bennett Media Group in downtown Marquette, Disendat in Gwynn, and Jimmy John's of Marquette.
We just need more clothing because every single year that we've done this, the people that are grabbing it and taking it, home to their families, they've grabbed everything. So we've never been at a point where we had too much to give away.
That clothing drive will be this Saturday, November 4th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Sandy Knoll Elementary School Outdoor Park. A Niagara, Wisconsin man is dead after a single vehicle crash early Saturday morning in Dickinson County. The Dickinson County Sheriff's Office says the dispatch center got an alert just before 3 a.m. that the owner of an Apple iPhone was in a severe crash on Upper Pine Creek Road in Briding Township. Deputies say the vehicle was westbound when it left the roadway and struck a tree. The 20-year-old driver from Niagara was pronounced dead at the scene. The passenger, a 19-year-old man from Iron Mountain, was taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Deputies believe speed and alcohol are both factors in the crash, which remains under investigation. The United Auto Workers Union has suspended its coast-to-coast stand-up strikes against the U.S. automakers. The strikes, which have been ongoing for more than 6 weeks, were called off after the union, representing 146,000 workers, reached agreements with General Motors early this morning on a tentative contract agreement. As Danya Backus reports, GM is the last of the big three to come to terms with its blue-collar employees.
The UAW says it reached an agreement with General Motors early Monday morning.
I think this is great news for Detroit and for the country.
The deal reportedly contains a record-setting 25% wage increase along with cost of living increases.
Auto workers got the kind of raise they deserve for their role in the success of these companies, and I think the leaders of the three companies handled themselves well.
GM is the last of the Detroit automakers to settle. Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler, Ram, and Jeep, reached an agreement Saturday. Ford announced its deal last week. Auto workers demanded higher wages, while the companies were trying to hold the line and invest more profits in electric vehicle technology. Negotiations started in July. A wave of coast-to-coast strikes started September 15th, when the union's agreements with the companies expired. The economic losses from the strikes are now more than $9 billion and growing. President Biden was the first sitting president to join auto workers on a picket line. He congratulated them during remarks at the White House today, saying they're being rewarded for keeping the auto industry going during the financial crisis more than a decade ago.
These agreements ensure the iconic Big Three can still lead the world in quality and innovation. Due to the commitment and solidarity of the UAW workers, willing to exercise their right to collectively.
All three agreements still must be ratified by the rank and file.
I'm hopeful that we can get to that point and get back to work making the best vehicles on the planet.
Once approved, the new contracts would run for 4.5 years.
General Motors chair and CEO released a statement saying, quote, GM is pleased to have reached a tentative agreement with the UAW that reflects the contributions of the team while enabling us to continue to invest in our future and provide good jobs in the U.S. She went on to say the company is looking forward to having everyone back to work across all of its operations, delivering great products for our customers and winning as one team. Around the UP, the community in Dickinson County is rallying around a little boy who was just diagnosed with a severe condition. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle has his story.
Molly Jackson and Hannah Wagner are organizing a fundraiser for a 2-year-old boy who was airlifted to a Milwaukee hospital for a rare crisis. I talked to both organizers and spoke with the boy's grandma about how he's doing.
What do you smell?
What do you smell? And what about this one?
I smell tasty food.
You smell tasty food?
Ezra Newman had a sudden seizure last week at the Children's Museum, and his grandma, Stacy Latang, explained that he tested positive for a rare strain of enterovirus causing encephalitis or brain swelling.
Every day he gets a little bit better, so that's good news. And they're treating it and researching it and trying to get to the bottom of why did he get this so bad too. It's kind of unusual for kids get this, but for him to get it that severely, that's kind of rare too.
They didn't see any symptoms ahead of time, and he basically had a seizure, and that's how they found out he had it.
The Newman family, who are local to Dickinson County, are staying at the Ronald McDonald House for at least the next 3 weeks, maybe more while he recovers. He faces a long recovery, and the community is providing strong support with over $11,000 raised on GoFundMe so far.
He was very much looking forward to Halloween, and the community said, we'll do trick or treat in November. And the ambulance that took him to the hospital, they said, we're going to give him a ride in the ambulance, but in the front seat with all the sirens. And Kingsford Public Safety said, we'll escort him in when he comes home.
And he is a very, very smart little boy for a 2-year-old.
His vocabulary is through the roof.
Yeah. Amazing. The thing that they have said is whatever they don't use, they are going to donate back to Children's Hospital.
Ezra's mother wants to convey the family's gratitude for all the community support. The silent auction will take place right here at Venue 906 in less than a week. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Kingsford.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month comes to an end tomorrow, but an Escanaba business is providing custom products for fighters and survivors all year long. UP Bras That Fit has a selection of bras for women about to undergo a mastectomy or lumpectomy. Post-operation, the store also offers silicone breast forms that can be inserted into a bra. The store's owner hopes to help women feel as comfortable as possible after a breast cancer diagnosis.
I want them to feel whole again. You know, what is taken away, we try to put it back and fix things for them. 80% of people who have breast cancer and breast surgery lose a little bit of their confidence, and we hope to regain that back for them.
All mastectomy bras and standard breast forms can be billed to insurance. To learn more about products available at UP Bras That Fit, just head to WZMQ19.com. There's been an alarming rise in breast cancer cases among women under 50. A recent study shows an almost 8% increase in diagnosed cases over the 10 years to 2019. Breast cancer is the second most common cancer in women in the U.S. and the second most common cause of cancer death for American women. Christina Raffini spoke with a 38-year-old woman who had a shocking diagnosis and how it nearly went undetected.
Do you see any birds right now?
Stephanie Gerard is many things. A grad student, a mother, a new homeowner.
What was a bigger shock to the system, the actual chemo or the fact that you were having to have it at 38?
I think probably having to have it at 38.
Now, she's also a woman with cancer.
You look in the mirror and you're like so sad and so depressed that you're losing your hair. And then on the flip side, you're like, what is hair? Who cares? All I care about is life. I want to live. I want to watch my daughter grow up.
Gerard has a family history of breast cancer and a genetic mutation that puts her at higher risk. For more than a year, she says she also had persistent pain in her left armpit and breasts. Doctors ran annual sonograms, even a breast MRI, but found nothing.
They always said, you don't need a mammogram until 40. No mammogram, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. They've said it's normal. My doctor said cancer doesn't hurt.
In May, she saw a new doctor who ordered a mammogram, which came back positive for low-stage breast cancer.
If you feel like you're being dismissed, bring a family member, bring a friend whose entire job is to advocate for you, to say, you know, hold on.
So you needed the mammogram.
So you needed the mammogram.
She also needed a double mastectomy. Following the procedure and subsequent tissue testing, Gerard's cancer was upgraded to stage 2 ductal carcinoma. She now needs chemo and radiation.
If there is something in the back of your mind telling you this is not right, then you have to push for it any way that you can get that test.
Whatever it takes, she says, to be around, to watch your kids grow up.
Stephanie gets her third round of chemo next week. Her doctors will rescan her in a couple of months to see how that treatment worked. She says she is hopeful and looking forward to spending the holidays with her family and is also excited to get back to grad school in January. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break, plus a successful trick-or-treating event in downtown Marquette Saturday. The hundreds and hundreds of kids that showed up for some treats. And later, Consumer Reports show spending is up this Halloween, despite inflation still putting prices higher than previous years. We'll break down the numbers.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Shop hundreds of lazy boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
This week, Colbert's new with Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Willie Nelson, Melissa Etheridge, and Representative Adam Kinzinger. New this week on CBS.
Need to get from point A to point B quickly, efficiently, safely? The Marquette County Transit Authority is your ticket to ride. Friendly drivers operate clean, blue and white buses throughout Marquette County 365 days a year. Seniors 60 plus ride free every Wednesday. For information about routes and tickets, click on marktran.com. We keep you moving. Marquette Transit.
This season is Hip Hop Halloween on the Jennifer Hudson Show. Just wait and see who I'm gonna be. We treat with Sheila E. Drop a beat. Coyle Ray and DIY to die for.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
This is home. It's our town, it's our song. This is home. This is where we belong. Whoa. Whoa. This is home. Yeah. This is home.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
Let's dig into these weather alerts that we've got going on at the moment as we take a look here. Winter weather advisory, no longer a storm warning. Winter weather advisory for Houghton and Keweenaw counties. As you can see, maybe up to 6 inches instead of that massive amount we saw earlier. And that's going to be mostly to the west and the north there of Keweenaw County and just north of Calumet. Moving down south, we've got Gogebic and Ontonagon counties. This goes until 2 p.m. on Tuesday, and we could see up to 6 inches there as well. The heaviest snow accumulations expected to start around sunrise, which should be around 8 in the morning, I believe. Biggest snow totals today, Bergland, you are the winner with 12.3 inches in the last 24 hours, 10 inches there in Chassell. And further on down the line, Baraga and Twin Lakes tied there with 4.2 inches. We'll see what we've got tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. The National Weather Service saw a high of 33 degrees. I know it's fall, believe it or not, but we've got temperatures right now in the 20s. We'll expect that to be the low range for tomorrow and the next couple of evenings, maybe down into the teens as well. And then we could see our highs mainly sticking in that 30-degree range, possibly close to 40 degrees. We'll expect some breezy conditions, some gust, a little bit of a wind shift tomorrow. I'll show you that in just a moment here as we've got winds coming mostly out of the west and southwest, and those north winds are going to take over here Tuesday morning, especially mid-morning there. As you can see in those gusts picking up, we could see 31 miles an hour here in Marquette there around noontime. So if you're headed outside for a lunch, maybe go back inside. And then 9 o'clock, we could see gusty conditions as well as that trick-or-treating usually ends around that time for everybody in the Eastern Standard Time. Okay, taking a look at those snow showers that we've seen the past couple of hours here, a lot of it just over here on the nose and in the west, which is what we've been expecting. We'll expect some precipitation along this north coastline as well here as you just looked at the current radar. So taking a look at our Tuesday morning commutes, 7 a.m. More snowfall expected down south here along that Wisconsin border and of course along our Copper Country counties, and then even Marquette, Elger counties there mid-morning into the afternoon. It'll head down south towards Delta County, and then for the evening we're hoping for partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, about a 10 to 30% chance of snow showers for that trick-or-treating event, but it's going to be cold, so maybe put on some snowmobile suits. 7-day outlook for Marquette. Wednesday, we will warm up just a little bit. We're expecting mostly sunny skies, though, until about Friday.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Halloween came early in downtown Marquette over the weekend. Hundreds and hundreds of kids lined the streets to get candy from local businesses and organizations, including us. The event was put on by the Marquette Downtown Development Authority, and the Marquette Police Department shut down 2 blocks of Washington Street for all the fun. The Marquette Police Chief says having trick-or-treaters in a controlled environment is a safer and fun way to enjoy the holiday.
Super busy downtown here, and kids are having a good time. Parents are having a good time, and I said it's just a great, safe environment for people to get out and get some trick-or-treating done.
Check with your local police department for your town's trick-or-treating hours tomorrow. It was also a pretty nice day yesterday in Escanaba, where dogs donned their best spooky costumes for the Delta Animal Shelter's annual Halloween Party. Dogs and their humans walked the shelter's pumpkin-lined trail, played some games, enjoyed treats, and even mini massages from D&D Dog Dynamics. Dogs even competed in a costume contest. All of the money raised through the Halloween Party will fund the shelter operations throughout the year. Americans are making those last-minute purchases for Halloween, and turns out many are willing to spend more money this year. Bradley Blackburn has the details.
Clarissa Calderon is helping her daughter find a costume and has 3 other kids at home to buy for.
Have you always been into Halloween, or is it?
I have.
It seems a lot of people are into Halloween this year. The National Retail Federation says spending on the holiday will top $12 billion, with individual shoppers shelling out an average of $108.
What's this? These are some of our big animatronics we have.
Party City's Luke Willig says more people are buying expensive decorations. Plus, millennials and other grown-ups are still dressing up, sometimes with multiple costumes.
The social media really defines on what millennials, what they want to dress up as for Halloween. It's not just humans who are getting into the spirit. Spending on pet costumes could top $700 million this year.
Pumpkin costumes are expected to be the most popular for pets. Spider-Man is #1 for kids. 9-year-old Giselle is going as a zombie.
Is your favorite part of Halloween dressing up or the candy?
The candy. That's the best part. And that's the dentist's favorite part.
If fear of the dentist doesn't scare you, prices for some sweets might. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says candy is up 7.5% from a year ago.
It's worth it. I think so. Kids get big quick.
For many parents, having the chance to savor this tradition is priceless.
The National Retail Federation says discount stores are the top destination for Halloween items, followed by specialty stores and online. Still ahead tonight, as many high school students may be preparing to take some college entrance exams. A new report shows Michigan has some of the lowest SAT scores in the nation. A closer look.
Tomorrow is more than just a fresh start. Tomorrow is a long time coming. It's continuing the work we started over 20 years ago by growing our investments in solar and wind. Bridging to a sustainable energy future.
Buckles Party Store, it's where the party starts in Calumet, with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brewed beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckles Party Store in Calumet, it's where the party starts for everyone.
Now more than ever, you need to know what's happening here in Washington. Decisions affecting your life by the people you set here. I'm Rachel Knapp. Tracking the daily decisions by your senators and representatives. That's my job, and I report to you. Healthcare, education, the economy, taxes, jobs, all hang in the balance. Watch my reports from Capitol Hill only on WZMQ 19 News.
$10 million people call Michigan home. The state capital since 1847 is in Lansing, and decisions made in this building affect you and the Upper Peninsula. I'm WZMQ 19 Sophia Murphy, uncovering what's really happening here every day, tracking issues about your health and the environment, taxes and roads, schools, and safety. Reports direct from the Capitol, only on your WZMQ 19 News.
Sophia Murphy, reporting live from Lansing, exclusively on 19 News.
Come on down to Outdoor Man.
When do I get to shoot the crossbows?
We're breaking the rules.
So you're 13, I don't even think it's legal. So we should do it after lunch.
Outdoor Man is open for business on Last Man Standing.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
The SAT test is required for high school juniors in Michigan and in Indiana, but unfortunately average scores in both of those states are among the lowest in the nation. Kristen Bien is investigating what's on the test and whether it still matters.
Been teaching the SAT for about 24 years.
Scott Carlin is Dr. Carlin from Dr. Carlin's Test Prep and College Consulting.
It's a very hands-on, in-depth, thinking aloud, modeling.
He used to teach college athletes at Notre Dame. Now he hosts online webinars, in-person classes, and other test prep options to help teens in Indiana and Michigan prepare for the difficult and required SAT test.
And then really attacking those things that make this test hard. The intimidation, the traps, the confusing way that the SAT can deliver questions.
Carlin says even for students who know the content on the test, it is not easy.
You could have concrete knowledge and skills about whether they're math problems or you are a quote good reader or have good writing skills, and not necessarily be able to translate that to the SAT and ACT, especially without the practice.
The great thing about
the SAT is a standardized test administered by the nonprofit College Board. The exam measures a student's reading, writing, and math skills, as well as college readiness. A perfect score is 1,600. College Board has said the average score in the U.S. is around 1050, but in our area, the average score is lower. According to the scholarship website Scholaroo, scores from Indiana and Michigan this past spring were among the lowest in the country. Indiana students had the 10th worst performance nationwide with an average SAT score of 971. Michigan was worse with an average score of 967. According to the study, the states with some of the highest average SAT scores in the country had far fewer students taking the test. Remember, the SAT is often taken by students with goals of attending college.
How serious are students taking the SAT?
At an Indiana State Board of Education meeting, state leaders questioned whether the SAT was a good measurement of what Indiana high school juniors know.
I have students who just rush through it because they don't plan on going to college, and why do I need to do this? And I just think as educators, we have to have a good answer for why.
Yeah.
And if there isn't one, we have to question why are we doing it.
Iris, I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because that's your comment is what we've heard from multiple different educators, sometimes even parents and families across the state.
Indiana sets its own benchmark scores. High school juniors who meet or exceed the benchmark are considered to have a 75% chance of earning at least a C in the first semester of a college course in that subject area. Last year statewide, only around 50% of juniors met that benchmark in reading and writing, and only around 30% met the benchmark in math, according to the Indiana Department of Education.
As a board, as a state, as we think about the future of what the diploma could be.
As fewer Indiana students choose to go to college, state leaders may consider the future of the SAT requirement.
The different paths that students have and the different ways to uniquely define success. I think we're going to have to think long and hard, what is the future of that look like? I'll pause there.
Right now, it is a graduation requirement, and for high schoolers with college goals.
There's a lot at stake, right? So your SAT or ACT score can determine a yes or a no from a college.
It can also be used to get thousands of dollars in scholarship and merit dollars, which is why Carlin is continuing to focus on preparing today's high school students for these types of tests and a path after graduation.
The snow and chilly temperatures continue tonight into tomorrow. Ariane has the outlook on the way. And celebrating 60 years of theater and dance at Northern Michigan University. We'll show you the inaugural Theater and Dance Alumni Awards. That's our final story after this.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
Since the 15th century, Antwerp, Belgium has been the city for diamonds. Erickson Jewelers is going overseas to this diamond capital soon to handpick directly from a sparkling selection unlike any in the world. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll use our connections to personally find it in Antwerp's famous diamond district. This is a special opportunity that allows us to negotiate the best options and value for you. Find out how Erickson Jewelers can bring home your one-of-a-kind Antwerp diamond.
One more time before you wake up in the wild. In your eyes, I see a flower slowly dying.
Together with the Nature Conservancy, you have the power to make a difference. For unspoiled nature, for beautiful wildlife, and for people everywhere. Together, we can find a way to ensure that all life on Earth can thrive.
Oh, in the wild, you're gonna make it. The moonlight is here to take you.
Our natural world needs us now. Every day, we lose more lands, waters, and the wild species that depend on them. To learn more, visit nature.org today.
We've got flurries coming in from the west that we will expect to continue into the morning. As you can see, we've got winter weather advisories for Gogebic all the way up to Keweenaw counties, and that will go until 6 a.m. for the northern portion, a little bit later into the afternoon around 2 p.m. Down in Gogebic and Ontonagon counties. As you saw, those temperatures in the 20s this evening. We'll expect the same temperature range tomorrow. When trick-or-treating starts, those temperatures will probably be in the very low 30s. Make sure you are prepared for that. Get your scarf, mittens, and then taking a look at other temperatures across the board, again in those low 30s to upper 20s when trick-or-treating starts, usually around 4 or 5 in the evening. 7-day outlook for Escanaba. We'll expect some sun tomorrow, partly sunny skies, maybe some snow showers for Halloween. Those temperatures warming back up hopefully on Thursday, where we'll expect mostly sunny skies, and then we've got more coming on that fishing tournament, fishing and hunting expo this weekend.
Finally tonight, the Northern Michigan University Theater and Dance Department celebrated 60 years in operation over the weekend. The department celebrated the milestone by inviting alumni to Northern's campus for the inaugural Alumni Awards ceremony. Alumni who have made careers in the arts and theater field from around the country traveled to Marquette over the weekend. Throughout the last week, alumni were able to meet with current students and provide some insight and even some networking opportunities.
Just about making sure our alumni come home. We want our new students to connect with our former students because it's all about networking, and it's just a great way for the community to come in and see the power of the education that's happening here.
Department head Bill Dignite says that they will continue to hold the Alumni Award ceremonies in the future. Pretty cool stuff over there at NMU.
Absolutely, and I'm very much looking forward to Puffs,
Yeah.
which is coming in the spring.
It's like a Harry Potter themed stage.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature Made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
This week, Colbert's new with Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Willie Nelson, Melissa Etheridge, and Representative Adam Kinzinger. New this week on CBS.